This Days of Our Lives storyline dives right back into one of Salem's most twisted family legacies, the DiMeras, where resurrection, impersonation, and obsession with power always go hand in hand. The latest theory circulating through the spoilers is that Andre DiMera may have kidnapped Tony DiMera and is now attempting to mold him into the new Stefano DiMera, carrying on their father's sinister legacy. Everything begins with the strange behavior fans have noticed in Tony over the past few months. Longtime viewers know Tony DiMera as elegant, thoughtful, and more refined than his scheming brother Andre. Tony has always tried to separate himself from the darker side of the DiMera legacy, preferring peace and family unity over manipulation and control. But lately something about him hasn't felt right. His tone, his expressions, and his decisions have resembled Andre, cold, sharp, and cunning, rather than the calm and reasonable Tony the audience knows. In recent episodes, Tony has suddenly shown a deep interest in running DiMera Enterprises, a company he never truly wanted to manage before. His newfound drive to control the business and restore father's vision is raising red flags all around. Anna DiMera, always devoted to her husband, initially brushed off the subtle differences, believing Tony was just preoccupied. But now, after Tony mysteriously disappeared during their cruise near Athens, Greece, everything looks far more suspicious. Anna's first call to EJ DiMera was brushed aside. EJ thought Tony had simply lost track of time or wandered off. But when she called again, panicked and emotional, reporting that Tony had missed the ship entirely and hadn't been seen or heard from, even EJ couldn't ignore the situation anymore. The circumstances are too coincidental. Tony acting strangely for months, his sudden disappearance in a foreign country, and growing whispers that Andre, who was thought to be dead, might actually be alive. This leads to the chilling possibility that the man everyone thought was Tony all along has actually been Andre in disguise. It wouldn't be the first time Andre impersonated Tony. He's done it before, fooling not just friends and family but even Anna herself. If that's true, then the real Tony may have been abducted months ago, replaced by Andre, who has been living as Tony and manipulating events in Salem behind the scenes. The motive, according to the spoilers, could be even darker than simple revenge or deception. There's speculation that Andre is not only alive but also working on something bigger. Something connected to Stefano DiMera's supposed return. Viewers remember that chilling fall preview moment where Tony, or perhaps Andre, was seen looking down at a mysterious figure in a cryogenic tube, uttering the words, "It's almost time, Father." That single line sent shivers down fans' spines. It implied that Stefano's essence, consciousness, or perhaps his physical body was being preserved, and that Andre was preparing for a new phase of the DiMera patriarch's resurrection. Adding to the mystery is the Horton Free Clinic storyline. The clinic's construction has been surrounded by secrecy, and recent hints suggest it might be a front for something much more sinister. Rumors point to a hidden or secret wing, possibly where the cryogenic chamber is being kept. It's almost too neat a coincidence that Tony's disappearance lines up perfectly with the clinic's completion. This could mean Andre has been using the project as a cover to carry out his experiments or plans for Stefano's revival. If Andre has indeed kidnapped Tony, his motive might not be just revenge against his brother or their family but a twisted act of loyalty toward Stefano. In Andre's warped mind, bringing back Stefano, even by transforming Tony into him, would be a way to restore the DiMera legacy and prove his devotion to father. This would also explain his odd mix of reverence and menace lately, as well as his obsession with the company and the DiMera name. There's another eerie layer to this theory that ties in with the supernatural side of Days of Our Lives. Susan Banks has reportedly sensed Stefano's presence again, feeling the familiar evil energy that once haunted Salem. Meanwhile, Marlena Evans has been suffering from nightmares in which she once again becomes the Queen of the Night, Stefano's dark consort. These psychic and psychological hints suggest that Stefano's spirit or influence is somehow active once more, and Andre may be the vessel through which that presence is returning. And then there's the memory of Steve Ano, the horrifying time when Stefano's consciousness was placed inside Steve Johnson's body via an artificial intelligence chip. Tony and Chad were the ones who destroyed